What if DEOXYS-ATTACK was in Gen 1 OU? This is my third take because for some reason I could just not pronounce DEOXYS today. But anyways, yeah, a few days ago I did what if Regigigas was in Gen 1 OU. And I tried asking you guys, like, to maybe send me suggestions for, like, any legendaries you think could surpass Mewtwo. And by far the most popular one was DEOXYS-ATTACK, which surprised me. Mostly because, I'm gonna be real with you guys, I do not have faith that this thing's gonna be able to surpass Mewtwo. Now obviously, with like, speed and attack like that, no doubt it's gonna be good. But, there's just, at least with just how custom games work, this thing is just, like, I guess we'll find out together. The first thing I want to say though, with custom games, even though, like, it says it only has a special stat, it calculates both special attack and special defense. So for all these replays, it will have a special defense of 120, and not a special defense of 180. Obviously, if it had a special of 180 along with an attack of 180, obviously it would be completely broken. It would like dominate like almost everything. However, not only like it does Showdown just not only can it just not do that, but also but with most of the videos, you know, you guys are always like, just go with the highest special stat. It makes it more interesting. This is one of those cases where it absolutely does not make it interesting. If DEOXYS were to like have its like high attack moves its defenses, it would just be boring. There would be nothing to talk about. So I'm glad it's the way it is, and I think it's much better if it's still like, you know, how the Pokemon's designed, being able to like, you know, hit super hard but also be very frail. It's like Pheromosa. It's just a Pokemon not designed for Generation 1, but that's not going to stop me from looking at it. So yeah, obviously those attack sets are really good. I'm pretty sure 180 is just the second highest like stat in the game, with the only thing higher being Chansey's HP. At 150 speed, it's tied with Electrode, so it's just flat out the fastest thing in the game, and most likely the crit, which, you know, obviously, you know, has a lot of merit to it. And its move pool is amazing too. Agility, I just don't think is gonna matter, but you have Body Slam, Double Edge, you have Ice Beam, Ice Punch, Nightshade if you want to do set damage with your 180 attack Pokemon. You have Psychic, Recover. Although Recover, I just don't think would be very good on him because of just how frail he is. Because you're either being brought to red HP or you're just dead. And Reflect, I would also argue is not worth it because you're having moves, but you're 20 base defense, so like it's still gonna hit like a truck. Rest isn't very useful either. Rock Slide is okay. Substitute is bad because it's Gen 1. But then you also have Thunderbolt, Thunder Punch, T-Wave. Probably not very useful, at least for DEOXYS-ATTACK. It has better things to do than just paralyze stuff. But having Bolt Beam coverage is always appreciated. It has Amnesia. And unlike Reflect, Amnesia could be useful. Because not only like, you know, are just becoming more tanky to special attacks, which is especially important in Gen 1, because for Gen 1 Ubers, the main type is Psychic. So while, yes, your defense still is kind of garbage, getting especially more tanky, but also the fact that it's a resisted hit means that you actually can feasibly, you know, like, get more defensive from it, and like, you know, it can actually get merit. And also, more importantly, you just become much stronger with your special attacks as well. Obviously, that's also a big deal. In fact, fun fact, with just one Amnesia, you already get up to like 916 special. So yeah, that's pretty good. Also have Hyper Beam. And you have like some others like Mega Kick, Mega Punch, and Mimic. But for the most part, it doesn't really matter. You already have most of the good stuff. So, there's like, as you can see, there's plenty of stuff. You can go like physical if you want. You can go special. You can have a set where you just use Amnesia. Or you can just go with like, let's say like Psychic, Thunderbolt, Ice Beam, and then like Hyper Beam. Like, just having like an all offense with this new like Revenge Killer, which that's probably what's going to end up happening. Even though it has Amnesia, you're probably just going to send this thing out against anything weakened. Because as a revenge killer, there's not anything that can go up against this. Now, I would argue it still doesn't really make it better than Mewtwo, because Mewtwo is just good to send out at any point of the game. But speaking of Mewtwo, how does DEOXYS-ATTACK do against all of the Pokemon Gen 1 Ubers? Only one way to find out. And of course, we gotta start with the boy, Mewtwo. Now, with Amnesia, you know, you can... Okay, with Amnesia, it does, like, maybe get, what is that, like almost a third? And Mewtwo, of course, can just make himself stronger. Now, granted, you have Hyper Beam, which is good, but Mewtwo can, like, you can't really one-shot it. Even then, that was an Amnesia boosted Ice Beam and Hyper Beam, and it still didn't kill Mewtwo. And yes, I know Mewtwo has, like, you know, like 2 Amnesias up, but trust me, Mewtwo will still get the opportunity. Deoxys, without, I think, a crit from Hyper Beam, I don't think is really capable of one-shotting Mewtwo at all. So, yeah, Mewtwo still stays the king of Gen 1 OU, unless, like, Deoxys Revenge kills it. Which is possible, like, there's no denying that. And against Mew, Amnesia is nice, but Earthquake just hits really hard. So you can, like, hit hard with special moves. Maybe you can try critting with Hyper Beam. But Mew is just a huge threat. And, like, especially since Mew almost always hits physically. Like, it can go either way. You're gonna hear that a lot in this video. But yeah, not the most, like, not the best thing in the world. And against Tauros, Hyper Beam does half. Body Slam does, like, more than half your health. And then you just kind of die. However, it's not the end of the world. Because obviously you still crit a lot. You have high special. So, like, a Psychic just one-shots Tauros with a critical hit. I don't need to tell you how big a deal that is. But also, at the same time, Tauros can one-shot Deoxys with a non-critical Hyper Beam. So, yeah, this matchup, it can go either way. And I don't know who has it better off. Because Deoxys can crit more often than Tauros, which is already saying a lot. But the fact that Tauros doesn't need a crit at all in order to kill Deoxys, it's, I don't know. And then with Snorlax, Amnesia could be theoretically promising, although you don't have, that many opportunities. Also, I don't think the crit mattered there, because isn't it like a 1 Amnesia plus a crit basically like the same amount? So yeah, 1 Amnesia like does most of Snorlax's health, and as you see, a crit doesn't kill. But Body Slam does, it does a lot. It does a lot. Which is not good. And if that's how much that does, there's a Hyper Beam. Doesn't even do like half health. And then Snorlax's Hyper Beam just one-shots. So yeah, not the best. And then against Amnesialax, like you have Amnesia for yourself. But I forget exactly how it works. But isn't it like a Pokemon can't reset up past 999? So I'm pretty sure with Deoxys you don't actually go for another Amnesia boost. But on the bright side, even with Max Special, you can still survive with Snorlax's Ice Beam. That's actually pretty cool and pretty handy. So yeah, it's good. And I guess this would be a matchup where Recover could be, like, useful-ish. But, like, why would it be worth it? And also, why would you go against Chansey when your Hyper Beam will miss? And yeah, Ice Beam does a lot of damage. And sometimes you just get really unlucky. But that's how much Hyper Beam does without a crit. But you're not going to miss that much. And more importantly, you're going to, like, crit a lot. And obviously a crit's going to kill you. So Chansey is also could go either way. But dang, if it goes unlucky for you, it is really unlucky for you. Sorry. And then against Alakazam, Hyper Beam doesn't actually one-shot. However, other than like Psychic or Seismic Toss or like Body Slam, I think Body Slam's like the one way you can actually do damage to Deoxys-ATTACK. But it doesn't matter, because yeah, Deoxys has too many ways of just damaging or harming the Alakazam. So good matchup for you, even Paralysis is a death sentence in every way, shape, or form. And then against Cloyster, Thunderbolt isn't a one-shot without a crit. And then even just something like Clamp does so much damage to you. And I was surprised that Clamp was able to just kill it. So yeah, another one that can go either way. But granted, this one isn't as bad. Because, like, you're probably not going to hit forward clamp. And, like, Surf and Blizzard, I'm imagining, does a one-shot. Although Explosion absolutely does. But doesn't. I don't think anyone's surprised by that. And then against Eggy, Ice Beam does 2 shots Executor. I had another replay where it just didn't go well. But with that one, Ice Beam did 51% damage. So, yeah. Like, DEOXYS can just very cleanly 2-shot Executor with Ice Beam. It has a pretty decent chance of like critting too. And obviously Executor has a chance of missing Sweet Powder. So yeah, it could go either way. DEOXYS, for once, is not a Pokemon that just truly fears Eggy. That's very rare in this show. So much for the great equalizer. Alright, as we wait. As you can see, these replays are going pretty fast. Because like, there's not too much to talk about. Because like, as a lot of you are probably expecting for DEOXYS, it's like you either one-shot it or you don't. And that goes for both you and your opponent. Because of how weak DEOXYS is. So yes, it is very similar to Pheromosa, where it was very similar. But strangely, I feel like DEOXYS-ATTACK is less scummy. Which is weird, because I think DEOXYS has much better coverage than Pheromosa. But I don't know, it doesn't seem as bad. And yeah, this is... Yeah, Rhydon can actually survive an Ice Beam. Kudos to him. That's actually really, really impressive. I don't need to go into details as to why. But do you want to risk it? Because DEOXYS can, you know, crit. You definitely probably don't want to. But the fact that, like, Rhydon manages to, like, be a Pokemon that where the matchup can go either way, I'm sure a lot of you are actually impressed right now. And I was too, when I saw the replay. I'm proud of my boy Rhydon. Didn't bother showing replays for Gengar, Slowbro, or Starmie. You can probably imagine how good those do when DEOXYS has super effective moves. And last but not least, we have Zapdos, Ice Beam 2 shots, Thunderbolt way more than 2 shots. I guess that's a crit, you're dead. But a critical Ice Beam also leaves you dead. So, yeah, there we go. That was DEOXYS-ATTACK. I'm gonna be honest. Alright, this... Yeah. Yeah, this is by far the weirdest Tears I've ever had. I'm not sure if you were expecting this. You probably weren't. And, is it good? Obviously, it would be good. It'd be both amazing, phenomenal. And part of me still would say I'm disappointed. But also, unlike you guys, I didn't actually believe DEOXYS-ATTACK actually had a chance of beating Mewtwo. And I still don't think it will be better than Mewtwo. It probably would be better than Mew, at least in execution, because you would just use it as a revenge killer. You're never going to send down something at full HP. And I guess if you do it like that, it might be better than Mewtwo. But it's just not what I'm looking for. I'm still trying to look for a legendary that's just better than Mewtwo. I'm not looking for a legendary that's better than Mewtwo but has a butt. I don't want DEOXYS-ATTACK is better than Mewtwo, but you have to like use it for revenge killing and when the Pokemon's at low HP. I just want to search for a Pokemon that's just better than Mewtwo. And that's like in almost most circumstances. Beats Mewtwo one-on-one, good revenge killer, good for stall. Because Mewtwo is also good for stall. Although you're most using stall other Mewtwo, but you get the idea. So I'm gonna keep looking. I'm highly considering tomorrow I'll be doing Calyrex Frost. Because I did Calyrex Shadow a while back. And some commenters since then have also, you know, mentioned how, you know, Calyrex Frost actually has a good chance of being a lot better. Because high physical attack, stab, ice, and psychic. And yeah, like, it's very intriguing. I'm not sure, but I am very curious to check it out. So we'll see if I actually, work on it tomorrow. But if not, what else do you think? Do you think I'm too hard on DEOXYS-ATTACK? Do you think it actually would be the best Pokemon in Gen 1 Ubers? Do you think some of these, like, matchups here are what, like, do you disagree with? And what other Pokemon would you like to see? Like, are there any other Pokemon you think would be better than Mewtwo if they were, like, put in Gen 1? And what other videos would you like to see? I'm always, you know, looking to your guys' suggestions. Thank you all for watching. My name is Groundback, and I look forward to hearing from you.